The Valorian tribunal chamber fell silent as the humans stood in chains before the Council of Nine. Ambassador Thexaler's crystalline body shimmered with barely contained fury as he addressed the assembly. This creature, he gestured toward the human with one of his forearms, has violated the most sacred law of the Galactic Concordat. It has trespassed into the forbidden zone of Carthax Prime and disturbed the Tomb of Kings. The human, who had introduced himself simply as Marcus Chen, remained eerily calm. His dark eyes surveyed the alien dignitaries with an expression that made several council members uncomfortable. There was something predatory in that gaze, something that reminded them why humans were classified as apex deathworlders. Council Speaker Vorn, a towering insectoid with mandibles that clicked nervously, leaned forward. "Human, do you understand the gravity of your transgression? The Tomb of Kings has remained sealed for 15,000 cycles. It contains the remains of the Predator Kings, the ancient tyrants who nearly destroyed all civilized life in this sector." Marcus nodded slowly. "I understand perfectly. Then explain yourself." Thexalar's voice resonated like shattering glass. "Why would you desecrate such a place? What possible justification could you offer?" The human's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "I was following orders." A wave of confused murmurs rippled through the chamber. Thexalar's shimmer intensified. "Orders from whom?" "Humans have only been part of the Concordat for 3 generations. You couldn't possibly have orders related to a tomb sealed millennia before your species achieved faster-than-light travel." "Not orders from my government," Marcus replied calmly. "Orders from King Sadroth himself." The chamber erupted into chaos. Council members vocalized their disbelief in a cacophony of languages. Only Speaker Vorn's powerful voice cut through the noise. "Silence!" His mandibles clacked sharply. Human Sadroth was the last and most terrible of the Predator Kings. He died 15,000 years ago. "This claim is impossible." Marcus reached into his collar and withdrew a small metal disc that hung on a chain around his neck. The guards immediately raised their weapons, but he moved slowly, deliberately. "May I approach and present evidence?" After a tense moment, Speaker Vorn gestured his approval. Marcus walked forward and placed the disc on the scanner platform. A holographic image materialized above it, ancient text in a language that made several council members recoil in recognition. "That's Old Carthaxian," whispered Councillor Nem, a being of pure energy contained within a containment suit. "But that language has been dead for impossible. For 14,762 years, Marcus finished. "I know. I learned it specifically for this mission." Thexalar moved closer, his body's shimmer now tinged with confusion rather than anger. "This appears to be authentic Predator King military script. But how did you acquire this? And how did you learn to read it?" "My family has passed this down for 312 generations," Marcus said, his voice carrying an unexpected weight. "Along with the knowledge of the language, the location, and the mission." "What mission?" Speaker Vorn's voice had lost its authoritative edge, replaced by something approaching awe or fear. Marcus looked directly at the ancient text hovering in the hologram. Sadroth wasn't just a conqueror. In his final years, he discovered something, a weapon left behind by the architects, the civilization that preceded even the Predator Kings, a weapon capable of unmaking reality itself. The council chamber had gone deathly silent. He realized that if this weapon ever fell into the wrong hands, it would mean the end of all life in this galaxy. So he did something unexpected for a tyrant. Marcus's expression grew solemn. He chose a guardian. Not from his own people, they were too corrupt, too power-hungry. He needed someone from a species that understood both the burden of power and the necessity of restraint. "But humans didn't exist yet," Councillor Nem protested. "Your species evolved on Earth millions of years after Sadroth's death." "No," Marcus corrected gently. "We didn't evolve on Earth, we were relocated there. By Sadroth himself." The implications hit the council like a shockwave. Thexalar's body lost all shimmer, becoming perfectly transparent with shock. "You're saying humans are descendants of Sadroth's personal guard," Marcus confirmed. "The only beings he trusted with the truth. He scattered us across the galaxy, gave us new worlds, new beginnings, but to one family line he gave a purpose, a mission to be inherited across millennia." He touched the metal disc again and new text appeared. These are his final orders, written in a language he knew would die with his empire. Guard what sleeps beneath. Let none disturb the silent vault. When the stars align in the pattern of the serpent's eye, enter the tomb and verify the seals remain unbroken. Do this every 5,000 cycles until the heat death of the universe if necessary. This is not a request. This is a sacred duty. Speaker Vorn's voice was barely a whisper. The stars. The serpent's eye alignment happened last month. Yes, Marcus said. So I entered the tomb as ordered. I checked the seals on the silent vault. They remain intact. The architect's weapon is still safely contained. I left everything else undisturbed and was leaving when your patrol found me. A long silence followed. Finally, Thexaler spoke, his voice no longer accusatory. 312 generations. Your family has kept this secret, preserved this language, maintained this vigil for 15,000 years. 14,762 years. Marcus corrected with quiet pride. My daughter is being trained even now. She'll take the oath on her 20th birthday. In another 5,000 years, her descendant will return to the tomb. Counselor Nem's energy form pulsed with a color that indicated deep respect. I have no words. The dedication, the sacrifice across so many generations. Marcus's expression remained neutral, but his eyes held an intensity that reminded every council member why humans were never to be underestimated. A predator king gave my ancestors a sacred trust. We don't break promises. Not in 300 generations. Not ever. Speaker Vorn rose from his seat and the entire council followed suit, an unprecedented show of respect. Human Marcus Chen, this tribunal finds you innocent of all charges. Moreover, we formally recognize your family's custodianship and grant you permanent clearance to the forbidden zone of Carthax Prime. As the guards removed Marcus's chains, Thexalar approached him. I must ask, what drives your family to maintain such a burden across epochs? Why not simply reveal the truth and let the Concordat take over? Marcus looked at the ancient text still hovering in the hologram, at the words of a dead tyrant who had somehow understood that true strength lay not in conquest, but in sacrifice. Because Sodroth was right about one thing, Marcus said quietly. The universe needs guardians who can't be corrupted, bought, or broken, who understand that some duties transcend politics, profit, or even rational self-interest. He met Thexalar's eyes. He chose humans for a reason. We're stubborn that way. As Marcus Chen walked free from the tribunal chamber, the Council of Nine watched in silence, each member contemplating the same unsettling truth. In a galaxy full of ancient civilizations and advanced species, it was the humans, the Deathworlders, the newcomers, who had proven capable of the longest, most selfless vigil in recorded history. And somewhere in the depths of Carthax Prime, sealed behind defenses that had held for 15 millennia, the architect's weapon slept on, guarded by the descendants of a tyrant's final act of wisdom.